Hello, we are Team High Five, and this is our final presentation for the Marketplace Simulation game for our Business 235D class. So our team's name is High Five, and our mission is to provide our customers with the next generation of productivity gains and technological innovations. We look to enhance the lives of all of our customers by penetrating 4 segments: workhorse, innovator, traveler, and cost cutter. Initially, workhorse will be our main focus to our success due to the highest demand and the strongest price point. When entering future markets, workhorse will be the first brand to be introduced, as this is due to higher cost of shipping earlier in the market. Our goal is to stay highly competitive in terms of both price and economy of scale. We understand that our location, pricing, and cost of goods sold are important factors early on and will be ensured to invest in marketing data each quarter about our competition in the areas we do business. Overall, we will identify vulnerabilities in our competition and look to have the highest market share globally to win the game. In quarter 2, we are building 4 brands for 4 segments for the test market, excluding Mercedes due to the lack of R&D to build a brand for our product line. 2 sales offices were opened in 2 different regions, Warsaw and Tokyo. Warsaw and Tokyo offices will simulate our workhorse and traveler products. Our web office located in North America will facilitate all 5 segments in our long-term strategy. We've identified that the key advantage of a web office is that we can hit all 5 markets at all locations at once. In terms of our manufacturing, our factory location is in Mexico City, as we forecast bulk of sales to be in North America. Also, we noticed that the cost of entering other markets based on North America was going to play a significant role in our strategy. We are going to enter the future markets in this order: North America, Europe, Asia Pacific, Latin America, and Middle East. The fixed capacity for our plant is 50 units per day, or 3,250 units per quarter. High Five's long-term strategy is to have a higher capacity earlier to avoid switching costs later in the game. Knowing that the first and second quarters are poor seasons for personal computers, we can focus on our future needs, for example, increasing sales incentive or infrastructure improvements.
In quarter 3, we plan to enter the market by launching all our 4 brands, focusing specifically on Workhorse and Traveler. We plan to invest in promoting our brands Workhorse and Traveler through local region advertisement in North America, Europe, and APAC regions. We also bought market research for these regions to understand the business there. To manage the sales of our products, we have hired salespeople for our sales offices and web centers. For this quarter, we plan to keep our operating capacity to 520 units per quarter. Next slide. In quarter 4, we will be assessing our performance based on the decisions that we made in the last quarter, and accordingly, we plan to work in this quarter. The data says that the demand for our Workhorse and Traveler was maximum, so much that we faced back orders, and meanwhile, the demand for our Innovator was very low. When we analyzed the data, we found that it was due to investing in the ads only for Workhorse and Traveler that has led to such a high rise in demand for these brands. So to balance the demand for our brands, we decide to invest in ads for Innovator and decrease the investment for Workhorse and Traveler. Also, we have established our sales office in Mumbai and expanded our web centers to Europe and APAC regions. In this quarter, we have invested in changeover to let every brand be produced in sufficient amounts. Also, we have invested in quality inspection and variant study to obtain the information about the defective products and to ensure our products are of good quality. We have increased our operating capacity to 1,625 units per quarter. Next slide.
Yeah, in this quarter, like the main thing was venture capitalist has invested the 5 millions in our company, which provide us a healthy budget to work with. And in the last quarter, like relative to our competitor, our cumulative finance and market performance performance has fall under the lower range. So we have to take we took like really more aggressive approach to bounce back from the competition. And the most instrumental decision made this quarter was like our investment in R&D project to improve our brand. And this R&D decision was based on the analyzing quarter two market research from the customer need and choose features that like satisfied multiple brands. Thus, we decided to invest in fail-proof ultra capacity and high-speed internet, which are like high customer needs for the innovator and traveler brand. That are the brand we are prioritizing for this future and the for this and the future quarters. Also, one of the critical gap from the last quarter was our minimal effort in advertising, which was affecting our sales and out of competition, which had rolled out like least number of ads. So we decided to increase our local media placement from 7 insert to 21 insert. Also, 18 insert for the region media placement, which we previously didn't invest at all. And as we launched like several web centers in multiple region, and since the web cells will penetrate the entire region, it was the good decision to make sense to invest in regional media. Since we realized the critical value of the data to help with the decision, we begin to invest even in the all market research for all the 5 regions. Also, we try to regard to sell, we will bring to open up some additional sales office in the other region like Mexico City, Ankara, Santiago, and Shanghai. And like that will be the next quarter will be marked as the first quarter because that's a strategy that where our company will have a global footprint in all over area. Also, another step we took it in this one as a future investment was like based on our competitive compensation data and like our productivity was bit low and we want to strive for the 10% increase in productivity. So this goal will require us to pay top of the market, so we boost up their compensation package and slightly higher than the top competitor compensation package. Also, in this quarter we leverage the new production control system that enable us to run more effective operation through retooled workstation and re-engineering flow process with the automated control system. These allow us to improve the changeover due to the variety of different brands we have. Another big manufacturing decision was our decision to increase our fixed capacity by 100 instead of 50. And based on the previous quarter, we've seen the demand for product is rise drastically from quarter to quarter. So we want be in place to meet those high demand for the future quarters by this decision. Next slide, please. As we took those steps, we see the effect here. Like we have increased by 3.7 million in our sales revenue from our prior quarters. Also, as the R&D investment which were we made in the 5th quarter, we will not receive until the 7th quarter. So what we did was like we decided to work with TechSpark Inc., where we purchase the R&D for SIMcase for our traveler brand because this is our main brand as well. Also, we go for a more aggressive advertising policies where like increase our local media placement by 62 insert. Also, we added more sales office in the each region as an expansion like Johannesburg, Quito, London. Also, we increased the salesperson in each region as we are looking to expand our company sales force by 30, almost doubling the size. And we opened the new web center in the 2 regions. So now we have like web centers in all the regions. So and the main reason behind that one was like our web sales was increased from 16% to 35% for all the sales. And it is a good indicator that our web center strategy was working effectively. Also, we invested in improve the web traffic and web productivity side. And then regarding the changeover, this time we invested in the R&D expenditure in changeover. We have invested like 400K in our changeover with like 40% time and 20% in the cost reduction. Next slide, please. AJ, unmute, please.
expanding the market offering. In quarter 7, we had 3 technologies available, and we began to utilize all 3 features in our Traveler, Workhorse, Cost Cutter. With Traveler only having all 3, and Workhorse being the only exception to the rule where it only had one of the features. Due to our limited capacity in quarter 7, with only 150 in distribution, we had to increase our prices and to also improve the productivity of our manufacturing. By doing this, we were hoping to improve the productivity to 100%, as well as decrease cost for changeover. We also put in money for cost. Next slide, sorry. In quarter 8, we had a huge surge in revenue, with majority of our sales happening in Web Center. It roughly made up 40%, and we were maximizing all distribution centers. We also increased all sales forces, as well as increased Web Center productivity and traffic. Our gross margins actually were fairly different from how we sold our products. Our Cost Cutter, which had one of the highest gross margins, actually was producing the least amount of wealth. And Innovator, which had lower gross margins, actually produced the most amount of income and wealth. So our main strategy was to produce more innovators for quarter 8. With all of the Web Centers globally, our sales revenue for quarter 8, our gross margin was very high for North America and APAC. Next slide.
Quarter 9 results show a bright future for Team 5. Interestingly enough, we started off with Workhorse as our primary target and ended up having Cost Cutter as our highest market share, being the lead for the market. Moving forward, we will continue to maintain our market position for the Cost Cutter brand. Team High Five is very pleased with the continuous improvements that we've made quarter to quarter. Our revenue, net equity, and overall financial performance has been a steady incline over time, with our sales number reaching a personal milestone of 41 million. Out of the balanced scorecard items, our manufacturing productivity is our biggest strength and competitive advantage, in which we will continue to leverage for future quarters. Overall, the team has learned and gained valuable experience from this journey and had lots of fun working with each other. We're very proud of what we've accomplished, and we thank you for this opportunity. And that is the end of our presentation.